yeah! Woo! Oh yeah! We are back, baby! We are back! Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Boys Crypto Show. Hey, everybody, how we doing? Woo! Let me pull up the chat here. I am super excited to be here with you guys. Today we were making some awesome gains even while we were on vacation. We were on vacation and now we're back. We're back in the game, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you that took the hot calls on X, baby. We are rolling. Let's get into here. Let's go over what we did over this past weekend. Let's ignore that last play we had on X. Oh my gosh, we tried to do a little high leverage play earlier and we got absolutely smacked to the downside. But hey, baby, we've been absolutely killing it the last day. Here we got a 83% trade on Ethereum, calling that bottom. Bitcoin 24% in the gain. Chainlink 45% trade there. We did take a couple L's, but big wins, small losses, right? Going on down here, we're making win, small loss, right? Bitcoin 14%. We had long Bitcoin 9%, short Bitcoin 16%, virtuals the 157% play, baby. Woo! To the upside, we have been absolutely banging on this market, everyone. Just green after green. You love seeing green, everyone. This is that we're building something so special here, so special. Currently not in any trades right now. We're gonna dive into it. We're gonna take a closer look at this market and see what the next hottest setups are. Shout out to everybody in the chat: Wanda, April, Smokey, McPherson, Michaela, Sean Davis. Get me your address, brother. Get me your address. You were one of our winners the other week for our merch giveaway. You're gonna love it. Shoot me an email at matthew.boyce102@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody, for diving on in on the daily. Boom! Green, baby. What a green dildo rocket shot we had to the upside. A lot of these coins up double digits on the day. Looking very, very good. XRP being one of our winners. Altcoin, Solana, everything just absolutely ripping to the upside. You have some gainers bigger than the others. XRP winning the getting a lawsuit dropped against them, working its way to the number 3 spot, higher than Tether now. Woo! All that's left is Ethereum and Bitcoin. XRP army. Shout out to you guys. Can it overtake those assets? We will have to wait and see. Let's get the monster cracked, everybody. Shout out to each and every one of you with this high energy tonight, baby, on your Tuesday, on your Wednesday night, baby, on your Wednesday night. We had key economic news coming in today. Jerome Powell coming out halting interest rates. You know, man, while I was looking at this, though we got the interest rate pause, right? The terminology and the phrasing he was using while he was answering questions did hint that there was uncertainty, which the market hates, but uncertainty with whether we're going to get future rate cuts or not this year. That's very interesting. We'll have to see how that develops with the tariffs and everything. That's what really threw a wedge in Jerome Powell's plan. He really didn't sound like he knew what was going on while he was answering questions. There was a lot of like, a lot of if then statements. So to me, that spoke as if he really didn't know what was going to happen here in the future with the economy, and I don't blame him. Nobody does. Consumer sentiment at a low that we haven't seen since 2022. We're going to get another glimpse of that next week here on the economic reports. Where was it? It was down here somewhere. Sentiment. Consumer confidence. Here we go. At 10 a.m. on Tuesday, we'll get another glimpse of that, which will be good. Other big news events that are coming up this next week. The initial jobless claims again hits us all the time. Thursday, baby. Thursday on the 27th. And we have personal income coming in on Friday, March 28th. That is a little bit away, but we'll be tracking that here on the channel. Tomorrow we have jobless claims as well, coming in at 225 is expected. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I think it's going to be kind of a nothing burger, as jobless claims haven't really been moving the market as they have recently, because we've had so many bigger economic events that really are shaping the macro, like the interest rate decision today, and the Jerome Powell press conference. The entire world listens to that, man, everybody. The entire world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, we're halfway to shaving your head. More than halfway, Sean Davis. Hey, you know what? Let's pull up the account balance here. Hey, we have been moving. I got to move this. I really have to move this. My head, right? Account balance currently sitting at $9,300 since the inception of this channel, making this this thing has been absolutely booming, everybody, showing you all that you can double an account no matter what. Like, you could, if you learn to master this market, you could learn to make more money than most people can at their day job. True, in this last 30 days, just on this leverage account, we are up almost it's like $4,300 in 30 days, and I've been doing that here from my computer in my pajama pants, everybody. We have been absolutely killing it in the stream pants, baby. In the stream pants. That's as straight as my leg goes. I'm serious. Oh, gotta work on that flexibility. But man, this account has been absolutely booming, and we're gonna take this further, everybody. Once we get done with this $10,000 account challenge, I want you guys to drop in the comments, drop in the chat what you guys want to see next. You guys want to see high leverage? You guys want to see day trades, swing trades? You want to see, reversal trades, which is really what we've been taking and capitalizing on recently on this channel. Two big trades accounting for $3,000 on this account. The virtual trade and the Ethereum trade that we just closed here. Let's see, position history. We had the $1,500 Ethereum trade that was just closed today prior to the FOMC meeting, and we had that $1,800 virtual trade here that we made. We are on the way, everybody. We are on the way. After a week of, last week was a struggle. Last week was a struggle. Before that vacation, I was like, man, this market really isn't giving us a bit of an edge, and we started seeing those massive daily bullish divergences that were screaming in our faces that we were likely to have some kind of reversal in the near term, and that is what we got, baby. That is what we got. Look at this daily bullish divergence on Bitcoin that we've been talking about here for the past week or so. Look at that swing up on the RSI while we have a swing down in price. Looks absolutely beautiful here. Once you have that swing up in the RSI, while you have that swing down in price action, that tells you that you are likely to crack this high right here at about 95,000 before you break this low at 76. And man, we are in extreme fear territory. We are averaging in on our box of remembrance, everybody. We drew it in the on the stream the other day. We drew the box of remembrance on Total 3, and we said, hey, everybody, this is where we're averaging in the altcoins. We were buying altcoins in this box here. We're not moving this box. This was the daily bullish divergence. We were averaging in the altcoins here, and look at this. We're up on average since we drew this box about 6% on our investments here. On average, this measures all altcoins with the exception of Bitcoin and Ethereum. We did end up picking up an Ethereum yesterday. Super exciting, right? Just an extra Ethereum averaging in the spot. We bought another $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. We're just averaging in. Hey, these are good prices, and they're not going to be here for very long. We also bought some SUI, some AVAX, some SEI. We bought a little bit of Solana. Well, Injective, all these altcoins are looking so hot and so primed for a run. Daily bullish divergence telling us we're going to get back above that daily 200 SMA on Total 3. We are above that daily 200 SMA, baby, and everybody that watches this channel knows that we are a bull, baby, above that daily 200 SMA. I'm so stoked to be here with you guys. Man, we've been absolutely banging on the market despite everybody's fear, doom and gloom. Oh my gosh, there's going to be a stock market crash. Oh, it's going to take everything down to the depths. This is absolutely great. Yeah, we had that massive bounce. The charts were telling us what was likely to happen, and lo and behold, we're getting that movement to the upside. This is immaculate. We had that death cross, but we talked about this, everybody. We talked about this, that if we did get a substantial big green dildo candle to the upside, we could potentially prevent that. And we didn't prevent it. We did get that death cross, which was a bad sign, right, on Total 3. However, we're getting that curvature. We could have that golden cross here on the daily for Total 3 happen again. This would be an immaculate recovery and a great sign for Total 3 and all of the altcoins. We're going to dive into that. Drop your questions, drop your alts, drop your anything you guys want to talk about, drop it in the chat. I'm super excited to hear from each and every one of you. Shout out to you guys. Thank you again. Sean Davis, Smokey McPherson, what's going on, man? Sin Nasty Kid, hey, shout out to you guys. Kathy Wood, baby, making some big investment. I think it was $80 million Bitcoin purchase. I've seen a lot of companies accumulating Bitcoin, everybody. There are some big players accumulating Bitcoin at these prices. Can we go lower? Yeah, absolutely. But why would Cathie Wood and ARK Invest start investing tens of millions in dollars in Bitcoin if we're just going to capitulate over? Could we? Yeah, absolutely. Anything can happen here in the crypto space, right? But it's cool to see Cathie Wood investing Render. I didn't see her investing in Render. I may have just missed that news. I just woke up not too long ago. Oh, let's get some of this monster in this, baby. Let's get some of this monster. We're gonna go over Render for you, absolutely. Hey, I did make a Render technical analysis video. Going over where I think Render's going to go here in 2025, I think that's going to be a very, very hot player in the AI space. I really do. I think Render's going to massively outperform something that once traded at $12, down at, what's Render at right now? $3? In that $3 region, this thing's going to be an absolute massive player. $3.49, we called that bullish divergence on Render. Look at that, getting the kick to everything had this daily, everything. Virtually everything. I say 95% of altcoins had this daily bullish divergence and everybody was screaming bear market. Everybody was screaming bear market and we pumped for a straight week, right? And this is no joke. This is no joke. Buying off this daily bullish divergence would have led to a 26% gain on Render. Some coins even up 50% from the bottoms here. An insane pump for some of these coins. This could likely be the reversal. Render, once trading up here over $10, almost $12 here. I think Render's going back to the highs. I really do. I think it will. Off this daily bullish divergence, saying you're going to crack this high. You get over the daily 200 MA and we're going to take another shot at the highs, baby. Now, where would I look at for Render for a potential reversal to the downside? Well, I have to draw my fibs. I have to respect the Fibonacci levels because we've been drawing our fib over and over and over again and landing on the 786, the golden pocket 786. Woo! The golden pocket 786, baby, and that has been hitting over and over and over again. And it's just where whales and people would like to take profit on a bearish retest, right? If you're gonna assume you're bearish, and here on Render, I wouldn't blame anybody for doing this because you did make a lower low, right? You made a high, lower low, lower high, and now you're making a lower low. Where's the next lower high likely to come in? It's likely to come in up here at this 618786 golden pocket area. And this is like this for all the altcoins. If Bitcoin dominance does decide to moon, this could be a local top area for Render before we capitulate over. Now we'll have to reevaluate that when we get there. But this is still, even if we bumped up into this range, that's a 172% gain for Render. Just because we're entering leverage position, we don't have to hold them forever. This reaction to the upside can be very violent. A very massive squeeze for Render for all the altcoins. I think the altcoins are about to blast, baby. And I'm not just saying that because, oh, that's my opinion. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance here. Let's look at the proof, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, let's zoom on in here. Bitcoin dominance. Starting to give, we did break below this neckline here, right? We were forming kind of a bearish divergence here on the, on the daily. And the daily bearish divergence is still saying, hey, we are likely, let's clear up some of our work here, make this a little neater. Let's make this a little neater now, a little neater. All right, let's get rid of, I'm going to get rid of the stochastics right now. Zoom this in. Show this so it's very, very clear. Okay, here we go. We have that swing up on the RSI, right? While we have that swing down here or a swing up on price action, while we have the swing down in the RSI. This is daily bearish divergence. We have daily bearish divergence, weekly bearish divergence. We are coming up on an inverse cup and handle on the bearish 618786 retrace on Bitcoin dominance. This is screaming me that dominance has topped. The daily showing weakness here, coming down to this high volume node, likely to be tested at 61.23. Look at this giant thigh gap, everybody. Everybody knows what the thigh gap, if this was a lady, she could stand up on her hands. That would be a field goal post. She could kick a truck through, baby. We know what this is like on the channel. We come down here with our ball. We roll off this hill and is likely we come up to the next trough. That would be an insane drop for Bitcoin dominance coming up where? Coming to where when we start having these, these high volume nodes come into play right in confluence with that daily 200 SMA. Everybody knows on this channel that if you're above the daily 200 SMA, I have to be a bull. I have to be bullish. I have to say I'm a bull on Bitcoin dominance until I see some kind of divergence that could prove me otherwise, that could tell me otherwise, right? And right now I'm seeing that bearish divergence, the same divergence that kicked Bitcoin back up over the 200 MA on the daily. This could be the end, everybody, for Bitcoin dominance's massive run. This shooting star pattern is telling me that we have massive sell pressure in here in regards to the Bitcoin dominance percentage. We can come down here, test the daily 6,200 MA and be on our way to one of the biggest altcoin seasons that nobody is expecting, and it could be violent. It will be violent. It will be violent. Look at the last altcoin season, baby. Let's zoom out on the weekly. How long did this take? It took about 3 months for this altcoin season to start to finish, right? About 3 months. That was 60. This was 2 months right there. 63 days from the top. From the top to the bottom, this was a little over 3 months at 140 days on a 42% drop for Bitcoin dominance. A massive drop for Bitcoin dominance. Here you go. You can see it. You have the inverse cup. You have the inverse cup here. Let's remove some of this here. We've gone over this every day on the channel. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but man, I can't stop talking about this because everybody, oh, what about my altcoins? Everything's down in the dump. This is absolutely awful. That's exactly what it's like every altcoin season, or prior to every altcoin season. Everybody sells their altcoins and then they rip to the moon. It happens every time. It happens every time. This wick represents that time. The last time, this is not, look, how many times do we see shooting star patterns? Shooting star, shooting star, shooting star, right? And we have our bearish 618, 786 going from the swing high to the swing low. And I know I'm talking a little fast. I'm just super excited to be here with you guys. Inverse cup handle up to the 618, 786, a mathematical area. We know price is likely to retrace to the upside before capitulating down. Look at that giant thigh gap in the VRVP, ladies and gentlemen. This can be a violent alt season. Why is it going to be bigger than before? Well, I don't think every altcoin is going to run absolutely massively. I think there's so many more coins in the space. It's illogical to think that every coin could pump like they did last altcoin season when there were only a couple tens of thousands. Right now, there's millions of coins. So I think there's going to be some clear winners in the space, right? And that's where it's kind of anybody's guess, right? Is AI going to take over? Is gaming, right? Is utility? Is it meme coins? Like who knows, right? So who's going to get the most amount of money? That's up to you and your individual, I shared my investments with you guys here and what I believe is going to absolutely run and what I think is not going to match up to par. But here we go, man. I just can't stop talking about this Bitcoin dominance. It drives me up the wall how people are bearish on their altcoins when you're coming up to literally the top. This is likely the top, everybody. This 618, 786 out of the inverse cup and handle. These targets are massive, right? The target would be the flagpole from the last altcoin season. You break somewhere around here and you're going to have Bitcoin dominance down here at 27%. Oh, that could never happen. No way Bitcoin dominance is going to 27. Watch it. Watch it. It can happen. Nobody was talking about this drop here when this was once a solid green candle. I'm not preaching to the choir. Oh man, this is like me. This looked like a solid green candle at one point, and everybody, altcoins are dead. They're done. They're gonna break this high, and it's gonna be gone, right? And it capitulated massively, 40%. Bitcoin is twice as big as the last. This was 2021. Bitcoin is three times bigger than it was back in 2021. So 3 times the amount of money is going to go into your average altcoin, right? So that's what we're looking at here for Bitcoin dominance. That's Bitcoin dominance in a nutshell, everybody. I think the altcoins are about to absolutely explode, and I will say that until I'm blue in the face, right? That's the purpose of our box of remembrance. Why do we have our box of remembrance here? This box of remembrance is to show everyone that this box is not going to get moved. This was where we drew this live on stream, and it has not moved. This is where we were averaging into altcoins, everybody, and here we go out of the box of remembrance, and we're gonna be looking at this box of remembrance. I am confident when we're up here at 3 million. I drew this little circle up here. What was that? I drew this little circle up here because I think we can definitely achieve that $2.53 trillion altcoin market, right? I really do. And this box of remembrance is going to look so tiny, baby. It's going to look so micro. Shout out to all my micro friends out there. It's going to look so tiny, right? It's going to look like this back here. It's going to look so tiny. And we're going to be like, hey, remember when we were averaging the altcoins down here? And I said on stream in front of I said, hey, if this dumps further, you can be like, boys, crypto, you called the bottom right there. What in the world? That was a ridiculous call. Oh my gosh. Right? Yeah. Okay. I'll take that. But this, I'm calling the bottom for altcoins, everybody. And I put my box of remembrance there for us to remember that we did here on the Boys Crypto channel and the Boys Crypto community. If you guys are interested in following my trades and everything, hop on over on X. I do everything for free on there. Just kind of, if you guys want to see my trade ideas and things like that, that's where you can see them when we're not in the live. All right, let's dive on into the chat. Sean Davis, what's up, man? Michaela, what's going on? Did I catch anything on my fishing trip? No, absolutely I did not. I was fishing in a tornado. The winds were blowing everywhere. My love handles were flapping like a superhero cape. It was crazy. I would cast and my line would come straight back at me. It was wild how bad the wind was. I'd put sinkers on. Oh my gosh, I almost had to tie a dumbbell to my line just to get it out into the water. It was crazy. It would come out and come straight back. It was like a boomerang. It was crazy. Okay, here we go. Diving on in, Sean. Hola, Mateo. What's going on? Sean Davis, what's going on? Halfway to shaving head. I don't think that's gonna happen, man. I don't think that's gonna happen. Just bought some render. Yep, we did go over render. Hey, what's going on? Shout out to you, Smokey McPherson. Sin Nasty Kid, glad that you're here, man. What's going on? Dash USD, a coin from the past. That's a blast from the past, man. Yeah, we'll go over Dash for you. Absolutely. Real world assets, probably Chainlink. I do own Chainlink. Yeah, we'll go over Chainlink as well. I think Chainlink's a hot project, man. I really do. And I think that is going to be one of the next ones added to the US Strategic Reserve. We still don't know. We still don't know how the Strategic Reserve is going to work, everybody. Despite the news, despite the FUD, despite the announcement, despite what's placed on Twitter, we're just holding what we have. We're just holding what we have. We don't know how. Although the government was instructed to find ways for the government to accumulate more Bitcoin that does not cost the taxpayers more money, it is important to know that we still have no idea how that's going to happen. So that's very interesting to me, and I think that that's going to be really interesting news developments over the course of time. That's going to be the next big news, how it's going to happen. Dash. I remember this was a hot one back in 2017. Dash, baby. Where were we? Back in 2021, 2017, 2020. Oh, this is on the perpetuals. I feel like it goes back further than that. Okay, Dash. Here we go. Here we go. Maybe. I don't know. 2021. Man, this one went on a boom in 2021, up to $480. Good night. Can Dash revisit the highs? We'll see. This just shows you the volatility of crypto, everybody. If you zoom out and look at Dash, look at the volatility of crypto. This is insane. Being able to run up to $480, falling all the way down to 20. This is why it is so important to have good risk management, everybody, and to have an exit strategy. If you don't have an exit strategy in this bull market, when this bull market starts, if you don't start averaging out as we go up, you are asking to get bent over the barrel and shown the 50 states. Shout out to horrible bosses. You are asking to get wrecked. You need to have a plan. The key is to have a plan. If you're going to be selling Bitcoin, when are you going to be selling? Are you holding forever? Okay, that's fine, but acknowledge the risk that holds, right? Acknowledge risk that holds. Bitcoin's the only asset that I would recommend to me, and I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give financial advice. I won't be selling my Bitcoin. That's part of my risk, my risk management. I will be selling each and every single one of my altcoins in order to purchase more Bitcoin, right? That is my investment plan and strategy. The altcoins are a tool for me to accumulate more Bitcoin. That is how I manage my investments. I believe Bitcoin is the single best asset there is on this planet, and I think it's going to massively outperform everything over the next 20 years. I don't care what. I don't know if I can't say for sure all the altcoins will be here. I can't. If you look back at the altcoins from 2017, the top 10 list is completely different, right? I just want to focus on accumulating more Bitcoin because that's what I believe is going to lead to me having an early retirement, baby. I'll be able to early retire, get a retirement visa in some foreign country or something, and hang out with all, wherever else. But yeah, I'm super excited, super excited. All right, monster time. Let's get into Dash, baby. Let's get into Dash. Shout out to everybody that's here with me tonight. Woo! Oh man, they put cocaine in those things for sure. Dash. Same story, different asset. Look at this, the daily bullish divergence. This thing is looking like every other altcoin. Daily bullish divergence on the daily, right? You're looking to break this level here at about 28.88 before you break this low down here at about 1971. Looks good for Dash here in the near term. I know we started out the day red, ladies and gentlemen, and that was expected. I did put that on Twitter, like be careful chasing longs tonight. How many times do we see this many 4-hour candles in a row that are green? Would it make sense for us to just have 15 green candles in a row to the upside? No, it would not, right? We're likely going to have some kind of period of consolidation here. This may have even been a record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles in a row for Bitcoin, baby. In a row for Bitcoin. That was a monumental run up. Okay. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Dash, 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 dash. Here we go. Isn't that Dash is one of those Incredibles, right? Yeah, the small guy. Swing down on price action, swing up on the daily, saying that you're going to break 28.88 before you break 1971, baby. Look at that thigh gap in the VRVP. Woo! This is a giant gap. What does a gap in the VRVP represent? A gap in the VRVP represents an area of a period of time a period of time with very little price history. There were 2 days here. There were 2 days that a lot of Dash was sold, and not necessarily sold, but triggered a lot of liquidations, which triggered more sell orders, right? That weren't spot to the downside before we got this wick to the upside. So that leaves a massive gap in the VRVP, showing us that when we get to this zone, there's likely very, very few sellers. This was a massive capitulation event all the way back to February 3rd. This was the big one, right? But Bitcoin has showed massive weakness since here and it struggled. We dropped below the daily 200 MA and nuked, but it left a massive gap in the VRVP. That shows us that we have squeeze potential, everybody. That shows us that we have squeeze potential, everyone, to the upside, all the way up to this high volume node that is sitting here for Dash at about $37. That would map out with the bullish divergence playing out. We get the bullish divergence to play out here. We create some kind of flag, come up here, and this bullish divergence plays out, and we test this daily 200. We may not get above it right away. We may flag out. We may consolidate for a little bit, maybe come down like this, a shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside, right? Flip that daily 200 into support, gap up through the VRVP, and then come up to this high volume node. That's how price action works, everybody. If you imagine that these were candles right here, does that not look like it would be likely? It's unlikely that we just do that. Very unlikely, very unlikely. This run back here post-election was a monumental run where Bitcoin went from 60,000 to 110,000. Can it happen for all the altcoins? Anything could happen. Yeah, absolutely. But the odds are that we're gonna have a more gradual come up on price. The staircase up. This is the saying goes in all markets. You staircase up, elevator down. Staircase up, elevator down, elevator down, elevator down, elevator down. Like, you drop a lot faster than you pump in a lot of assets around the world, right? So that's just what I'm looking at for Dash. That looks good to me, man. It looks good to me. It is an older coin. I'd be interested to see what the team's doing. If the team came back and what the team's doing, I think that's really important. But hey, you got this half cup handle pattern going here. This extrapolated target. Look at Dash going from, where was November 8th? November 8th here, all the way up, a 232% move forward Dash. That makes these flagpoles massively extrapolated, right? And you could say, to me, I don't know if this just looks ugly, right? Just because of that wick. But, you know, you can take that extrapolated flagpole from the cup and handle saying that you're going to come back up here to $72. Is that going to happen? I mean, that's in target with a lot of what the other altcoins are going to do, or looking like they're going to do, right? Out of the half cup and handle to the upside. Yeah, gaps in the VRVP to support it. Daily bullish divergence. What are we looking at on the weekly? The weekly, let's see here. The weekly, is the weekly showing bull div? The weekly is. Look at this. We have our swing across in price making equal lows on Dash, right? While we have higher lows forming on the RSI. Whoop! Well, we have, it's very, very slight bullish divergence on the weekly, saying that, and this is saying, this bullish divergence does say that you will break this high before you break this low on the weekly. Can it happen? Absolutely. That would represent a really, really nice risk to reward ratio trade. And people will say, oh, there's no way that could happen, right? There's no way that could happen. But look how violently some of these 200 MAs are curving down. You have the weekly here. Where's the 3-day? The 3-day. Once you start cracking these, you're going to likely get a massive squeeze to the upside. The weekly coming down massively. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, once you crack that weekly and that weekly keeps coming down, it's going to take time, right? We're looking at a weekly chart. So each candle here is only 7 days of time. But if we are going to get that altcoin run, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dash come up and at least test this local high, right? There's so much more money in the system. We're so inflated. We've printed so much money in the past few years that even if we get up here to these highs and whatnot, imagine like the amount of money that was in the system back in 2021 compared to now, like twice as much, 3 times as much based on constant government money printing. Yeah, this thing could absolutely moon. Sinacey Kid saying has a new team. If it has a new team and it's about to, do some projects, I'd like to see the white paper and everything and see what their plan is for 2025. But this thing could definitely revive. You're sitting on a key area of support here, an area you haven't been below. You have not been below besides this wick. Oh my goodness, the gracious, I don't know what happened there. That might have been COVID. Was that COVID 2020? That might have been the COVID crash. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at here for Dash. Looking very, very good. Can't squeeze it out. I'm actually going to dive in. I'm going to put this down in my notes, man. I have to put this down in my notes because that really looks like a nice, if they have a new team, white paper and everything, these could be some of the best prices that we see for Dash. And you're looking at risk reward ratio trades of 8 to 1. Sign me up, man. I only need to win 1 out of 8 trades to break even. I win 2 or 3 out of 8, baby. That's where the profits roll in, right? That's why I'm so fine. I'm so fine with taking reversal trades. That looks good to me for Dash here. That looks good to me for Dash. You're sitting on a key support area. This is where everybody's afraid to buy. Everybody's so afraid to buy support, like market psychology. Everyone's so scared to buy down here, right? But everyone wants to buy up here. That's the, it's the reality. You see those memes all the time of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin at $10,000, there's nobody there. Oh no, I don't want to touch that. That's absolute trash. And now at 100K, everybody was lining up out the door, right? To buy Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, we're going to 250K. I gotta get myself some of the Bitcoins now. I gotta get some of the Bitcoins. It does happen. That massive demand does happen. People are scared down here. When we're sitting at fear and greed, where's the fear and greed at? The fear and greed may have updated massively, because I saw we were coming up pretty close to the highs, or we were coming out of fear. So coming back to that neutral range, we're in neutral right now, right? So this opportunity to buy in the fear has came and went, and it went like that. We were at extreme fear at one point at about 10. That opportunity to buy Bitcoin came, and it was flashing here on the fear and greed index, said extreme greed, everybody's fearful. That's when the whales say, all right, it's time to bump up most retails out. We're going up, and look at that. We're back up into the neutral. That opportunity came, and it went. It came and it went, and it does all the time. I've never seen, since I've been in crypto, I haven't seen fear and greed that low at 10. I haven't. That was the most fearful I've ever seen the market, including COVID, including 2022, insane, including the FTX crash. That was the most fearful I've ever seen the market. I don't know if it's ever dropped below that. I've never seen fear and greed drop below 10. So that's very interesting. All right, cool. Diving on into the chat. Shout out to you guys. Sin Nasty Kid, that's Dash for you, man. Thanks for shouting that out. I will be doing a little more deep dive into Dash. See what the team's all about and everything. That's good. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. Real world asset, Chainlink, Smokey McPherson. What's going on, man? Yeah, Chainlink. I'm gonna dive into Chainlink for you guys. My boyfriend keeps asking me to explain bullish divergence. Can you help me, April? Yes, absolutely. So bullish divergence here. Bullish divergence happens when it hints at a change of momentum in the market. Let me bring this up here. Right, so bullish divergence occurs, and we can see this on almost all altcoins right now. Almost all altcoins, and we've seen it on Bitcoin as well. You could pull up any asset, right? And anytime you're going to be looking at this indicator here, and you're going to be looking for a macro higher low, baby. You have a higher low on the RSI indicator, while you have a lower low on price action, and it doesn't always work out, but it suggests that you're going to break the high in this range before you break, which is right here at about 2904, using Dash for an example, before you break this low. It represents areas of high probability of reversal. And you would know based off of this curvature right here on the RSI. Now you can say, oh, we had bull div here, we had bull div right here, right? We are swinging across right here, because you can have a swing across and a swing up. That's still bull div, right? You still got a reaction. To the upside. That wick didn't completely fill, but now you're forming a stronger bull div with a greater slope to the downside and a greater slope, and a longer slope to the upside, showing us that there is bullish momentum in the market. And when you're starting to climb up of that high volume node range, if you start breaking that, you're likely to come up to test the daily 200 MA. Often shows times of immaculate entry points for any asset, and you want to look at that on the macro, right? On the daily, on the 6 hour, 12 hour, the daily, and higher, right? It's just a very, very, very cut and clean way of trying to find the most highest probable trade setups that you can. That's why we took that virtuals trade last week. Again, we're out of this trade, right? But we were calling the bottom for virtuals, and we got right? We are calling the bottom. Let's clear some of this up. We're calling the bottom for virtuals. And thank you for the question, April, because I know there's people that are watching the stream that have no idea what bullish divergence is, right? Your boyfriend doesn't know what bullish divergence is. I totally get it, right? But hey, look, this is how we learn. This is what we're here for together, right? Together to learn about this stuff. So we had this swing down in price action here, while we had to swing up on the RSI, or swing across here. We had to swing across on the RSI. It was very slight. However, virtuals has been beaten up so bad recently that I was like, hey, if there's bullish divergence screaming at me in the face, I have to take advantage of this move, right? We got in around 59 cents here. The bottom of this candle, yeah, about 59 cents for virtuals, and we rode this puppy all the way up. Look at that. That's a 36% move. I'm not looking to hold this for the bull market. Like I was thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah. But I'm looking at, when you're looking at that kind of money, right? That that kind of return and you're not taking profits, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a trader. So I got that reaction off the bull div and I said, pay me, baby. Pay me, right? Off that daily bullish divergence. I really like daily bullish divergence. When it's screaming me in the face, we talked about Radium. Someone shouted out Radium, was saying they were short on the chat. Shout out to you guys, like whoever was, short on Radium, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Shout out to PMG. I think it was PMG Corey. I couldn't do it, baby. I couldn't look at this. Let's get this out of here. I couldn't look at this daily bullish divergence and say, hey, we're going lower. Because this is telling me that the bulls are starting to gain a little bit of momentum. Telling us that we're going to break this high before this low, right? We got out of our Radium trade, right? But we did get in very, very close to the bottom here. We got really close to the bottom, looking at that daily bullish divergence, and look at that climb of 30% to the upside. Radium, an absolute mooner right from there. And it doesn't look like much in the candles, but look at this. This is still a massive move in a couple of days. We're looking for those reactions off of this daily bullish divergence. That's what daily bullish divergence is, baby. And I love it as an indicator telling me where high probable trading setups lie. Now, I do look at the smaller time frames for better entries and things like that, but when in doubt, I zoom out and I look at the macro, and if I'm seeing daily bullish divergence on a macro time frame, I will not ignore it. You guys will not see me ignore that here on the channel. You won't see me ignore it. Okay, everybody, diving on in. Hey, Dash going to 0 Unreal Designs. Hey, man, yeah, I don't know much about the project. We'll see. Yes, I agree with you, Unreal Design. This run is going to be hyper selective. Unreal Design says, I think so too. I think real world assets are going to be the next big deal. Getting assets on chain is going to be absolutely pivotal for evolution in this space. I really do believe that. Chainlink, baby. Chainlink. I was getting into Chainlink around $12 here just before I got out of the Navy, around this area right here when we broke above the daily 200 MA. This is when I was leaving. This is when they were, processing me out of the Navy. Right, honorably, of course, after I got done sailing the 7 seas with all my fine sailors. Shout out to you guys on USS George Washington, baby. Fighting for freedom in the markets here around the world. Putting warheads on foreheads, they say. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Vinny, you guys are watching. All right, here we go. Chainlink, baby, Chainlink. Same story. Massive bull div here on the daily. Look at this, a swing down in price action while we have our swing up on the RSI, and that bull div is starting to kick in here as we are getting that reversal above the high volume node right here. And this is really key for Chainlink. We really need to get above that daily 200 SMA, and this project has been beaten down a little more than I would have really expected, right? If I knew Chainlink was going to come back to $12, I would have taken some profits up here, but I didn't. I'm just holding Chainlink for the long term. That's part of my investment strategy. Okay. We are forming a bit of a falling wedge here, testing that upper trend line. That looks good to me. We're above the high volume node here, and here saying that we could potentially, on a breakout, gap up to around that $19 level. And we were just here not too long ago at the end of February. We cannot forget that, right? So, this is in the World Liberty Financial Wallet, and I'm not going to dive into the why I think Chainlink is going to outperform, right? Because this is a technical analysis channel. But I think Chainlink really can do some damage. It really serves as a smart contract aggregator for a lot of the other cryptocurrencies in the space, and allows them to communicate with one another. Also, with bringing real world assets on chain, I think Chainlink's going to be a big player. I think BlackRock's in it. I think Larry Fink speaks very, very highly of Chainlink. Ondo, things of that nature. World Liberty Financial. I think a lot of big players are getting into this at a price that is really hard to ignore. $14.80 for some Chainlink. To me, that's a good price. And that's where we talk about our box of remembrance, everybody. I think these are really, really good areas for averaging into your altcoins here. Diving on into the weekly. Let's zoom on out for Chainlink. Man, we're below. We are above the weekly 200 MA. That's good, right? But man, I really want to see some positive regression here for Chainlink. That showed a lot of weakness. I'd be interested to see what kind of wallets sold from the team. If the team was selling any, if Sergey Nazarov, baby, the shout out to the legend coming up with at the crypto conference in the White House saying, I would like to speak President Trump. Everybody else is signing in the room. You could hear a flea fart. And Sergey Nazarov, I would like to say thank you. And everybody looking right at Sergey Nazarov right in the front corner. Shout out to him. Oh my gosh, what a legend. This is going to be one of my long-term holds. I like Chainlink. I really do. I like what they stand for. I like what they do. I think Chainlink is going to be one of the big winners here. Shout out to the Link Marines. The Link Marines, baby. Shout out to the Chainlink holders. I think this thing's going to do some massive damage. Look, when in doubt, zoom out. This little blip could turn into something massive very, very quickly. This was a month's worth of time where Chainlink doubled up in price. I think it could happen again, and I think it's going to happen again very soon if we get that Bitcoin dominance rollover. This will be one of the hot players in the space, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice. Okay, diving on in. April, thank you. Absolutely. Kind of like spreading those legs in the opposite directions, tell them that, yeah. All right, that's what I'm looking at for Chainlink, baby. Over onto the bubbles. Let's look at this. Hey, look, XRP's been doing some massive damage, and they won their case today. I want to tell everybody this. I want to express my utmost shout out to the XRP army making some of the hottest gains. I will say that. But this, I've been seeing so many crazy price predictions. $1,000 XRP. I'm not going to get into that again. Just do your own due diligence with where this market cap can realistically end up here in 2025. I think it's going to do damage. I think it's going to go up just like everything else when the altcoin season really does start to kick off. But definitely do some research and understand like where market caps have the potential to go. Telcoin. This thing has been on a tear, baby. Telcoin, let's dive on in. Telcoin, the biggest winner of the day. Everything we do this all the time. We do the biggest winner and the biggest loser of the day, getting that massive pump a lump, baby. Look at that on Telcoin, baby. Telcoin, I think that's Telegram's coin. Just breaking into the top 100, so we don't really see this here that often, right? Anytime a coin kicks into the top 100, it'll show up here in between the 1 to 100, and it will kick somebody out. So as those market caps change, these bubbles definitely do change over time with different pumps and different dumps. Okay, let's get this out of here. I don't know why they keep advertising me on there. Let's get the economic news out of there. Let's speed up this internet connection, baby, because Comcast is actually trolling me tonight. We have a massive windstorm compounding against the house right now. I don't know if you can hear it, but we're gonna keep our lag to a minimum. Okay, Telcoin, diving on in, getting a 24%, what was that, 24% pump on the day? About 30% pump on the day. Let's dive into the smaller time frame. So a lot of these coins in the top 100 are paired with Bitcoin, right? It just is that way. It is that way, and it will be that way. It will always be that way, in my opinion, until we see some kind of major decoupling, until something takes over Bitcoin in some way, shape, or form as a market leader, which I do not ever foresee. Everything will follow Bitcoin. I don't care about the fundamental in the top 100. Most of these things, when we look at bubbles, in the past 15 minutes, everything's green. Why? Okay, well, bad example. The daily, everything's green. Why is everything green on the daily? Okay, you have exceptions. I get it. Why is everything green on the daily? Because Bitcoin's green on the daily, right? When Bitcoin's red, like it is on the month, everything's red. Exceptions, of course, everything's red. Everything follows Bitcoin in the space. It's just something important to realize. Okay, here we go. Telcoin breaking above the 1 hour 200 SMA, playing 200 MA dominoes. Could not hold above the 2 hour SMA. So you're going to range here in between the 1 hour and 2 hour until Telcoin makes a decision. You're kind of in la la land right here. Let's see what the VRVP has to say. Let's zoom on out here on the daily. Zoom on out here. VRVP, baby. Come on. You are in La La Land. Look at here at the beginning of the day. This is a great example of how the VRVP works. Look at this. The VRVP on Telcoin was right here at the beginning of the day. We got some bullish movement right here at about 5,444, right? We had some massive bullish movement on Bitcoin, and there was, look at this gap in the VRVP. This is how this works. In areas of low volume, it is very, very easy to get a squeeze up to that next high volume node sitting about here. And you did break above it a little bit, but you still were sitting in a high volume area where these nodes are still sticking out. You did gap up, right? And now you're currently back below that high volume node in the VRVP. So you're likely going to range in between this area because there's not a lot of price history. Even if as you zoom back, these are big candles that just gap in between this area. Look how many candles you have comparatively, between these ranges. These candles gap in between this range. Not a lot of Telcoin is traded in this range. That is a true statement based on the VRVP. Very, very true. So that's what you're looking at for Telcoin. You want to see us get above, let's see where the daily 200 is not even on here. The 4 hour 200 SMA up here at about 8313. You do want to see that for Telcoin. You do have that bullish divergence, right? That did eventually kick you out on the 4 hour, and you probably had it on the daily too. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows on the, let's see here. Yeah, this is a better example here. Boop, boop, boop. Lower lows, higher lows on the 4 hour here. Whoop. Equal lows while you're making lower lows on the 4 hour. That looks very, very good. That bullish divergence did kick out and did play out, saying you're going to break this high before you break this low. And lo and behold, you did. You got above. That bullish divergence did play out. And now you're looking at this area where these wicks originally did come in this zone for a support resistance flip. That's what you would like to see for Altcoin here, right? This area where all the wicks came up into was where people were selling before. You want to see that area be filled with buyers now. So you want to see that support resistance flip look really good. This could also be, right, this is just speculating here, the beginning of a cup and a handle. We don't know how that handle will form. It could be a sideways handle. It could be a sideways handle in the form of a flag. It could be a downward sloping handle coming to a 786 or a 618. That could definitely happen. We could take it from the swing low here. I like this one here better. Going from the swing low to the swing high, coming down to the 618, 786 area for a cup and handle, move to the upside, the gap through this VRVP. It looks likely. Hey, you know, we'll have to get a little more price development because whenever you're talking about big candles like this, you want to see some kind of consolidation before you make a move. If you were to dive on in here, you're really playing with a little more of the gambling card, just not a card that we're going to play here while we're not in Vegas, everybody. We're not gambling here. We're taking high probability setups, and after big candles like this is why we don't chase green candles. This is why we can't chase those big green candles, right? Look at that, already down 12% from the high. You want a long here, 12% from the high. Anything greater than 10%, 10x on leverage, you would have gotten liquidated, right? So you need to wait for consolidation. In my opinion, it's better to wait for consolidation or some kind of strong divergence to start rearing its head before you get into, and look how crazy overbought you were there. You had the green. You don't get in the green very often, right? You did here and you capitulated downward, right? So yeah, that's just what I'm seeing for Altcoin. That's what I'm seeing for Altcoin, everybody. All right, diving on in. We want to see XDC from Smokey McPherson. Absolutely, brother. Thank you for jumping on into the chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your coin suggestion. XDC, diving on in. Wow, look at that. This is XDC. Is this even top 100? XDC, baby. XDC, number 63 on the coin market cap and on bubbles. Woo, we keep that uvula dry, baby. We keep rolling to the upside. So XDC looking very promising here, catching support right here above the weekly 200 MA. Something interesting for XDC, this thing to go on a monumental run since November. Look at that run up back in November. This reminds me so much of XRP, HBAR. I think HBAR pumped the same amount. 3 months, 467%. Looks very, very similar to a lot of those. This looks a lot like Onyx coin, things of that nature. You know, hey, these things could do some damage. I noticed these coins have been creating some kind of support right here. Look at that support. You supported off this massive capitulation event, and now you're sitting above support again. That looks pretty good for a triple bottom scenario. That looks good. And you are in this falling wedge. On the daily, and you could say, hey, you could say that this was the breakout. That you could validate that this was the breakout. It looks good. You have that bullish divergence here forming while you have that swing up in price action. You have that. Let's zoom on in here. This is tough because the you know, we're so flat here on the RSI, but you do have that swing across in price action here while you're creating. Let's get rid of some of this. We have that swing across in price action here, right? While we have that higher low, those higher lows forming on the RSI, saying that you're going to break this, where from here, you're going to break this high here on this wick before you break this low, right? And so far, that's kicking in. That's kicking in very strongly, looking like that's going to play out. So this could be the breakout of that wedge. And now where are you likely to go? Well, there's not a lot of price history up in this range. However, we do have the most amount of XDC being traded up around this 8 cent region to 9.5 cent region. This would be an area that I'd be looking at, right? An area of caution, right, for XDC in these high volume nodes. These high volume nodes here, I would look at these and make and you want to get above these high volume nodes. You're going to get above, 8 cents. You're going to gap up likely. You get above these and create some kind of support here, and you can look to gap and try to go for that blue skies breakout. It does look good. Let's see what we're looking at from a fib perspective, from a Fibonacci perspective, baby. And you could have said, hey, we're going to go from here to up here. You know, we did catch the 786. You got a retracement around the 786 there. So whenever a 786 doesn't work out, you have to pull from a lower point. And you're currently sitting from this reaction right here at the 786, right above the weekly 200 SMA, about to crack the weekly 21, or the daily 200 SMA, about to crack the daily 21. This may be some of the best prices that you see for this asset. Again, I know nothing about this coin, nothing. I'm just reading the charts here, everybody, and they're just my opinions and everything, but this is a good area that I think that it's likely you're going to get at least some kind of reaction to the upside. Right here on that 786, you did get a 20% reaction to the upside. It's not saying, oh, we hit a 786, we're going to all-time highs, baby. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you are likely to get a reaction here, at least up to these high volume nodes sitting at about 8 cents and about that 9 to 950 region. I think that that's very, very likely. You know, it would play out that daily bullish divergence. I like that. I like this coin. I like where it's sitting. Again, I know nothing about it, but if you're looking at getting into some of these hot projects, XRP, HBAR, you know, Onyx coin, XDC, things that have ran up massively since November, since the election, these may be some of the best prices. It would have been it's not realistic for a coin to do this. You know, to just keep going to the moon like that. Would that look natural on a chart? Now, if we did get continuation here, this would be a very, very nice floor, right? We flagged here, broke out to the upside. We did a 618, 786 retrace from this reaction, okay? And now you come, that looks like so much more of a healthy chart, right? Wouldn't you rather that if you were a macro bull, you know, and you come down here, you know, and you break higher and then you have a blow off top, right? And you maybe some kind of, you know, consolidation pattern before breaking down into the bear market. That's kind of what you want to see from a macro perspective. If you just have the harder something runs, I'm telling you, the harder something runs, the harder the pullback. Like this was a pretty nasty pullback from the highs all the way up here. You had a 55% correction, a lot like a lot of the altcoins, but you gotta understand that whenever this is why you can't chase green candles, everybody. If you're chasing these massive 30%, you know, 35% candles on the daily and you're longing, yeah, without the thought of a reaction possibly occurring, it's just, the risk is so great. The risk is so great. And this is the area where, in my opinion, would be, you know, hey, taking a nibble here, not a bad idea, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice. Okay, diving on into the chat. All right, yeah, all right, Kaito, for Sin Nasty Kid. Kaito, Sin Nasty Kid brought this to our attention a while ago. And this is a baby blooming. This is a baby blooming. It is. And this thing, I think has some massive potential. The new Google for crypto and for the space. I think this thing could do some massive damage. We are getting a little bit of a, let's go on the, I like the 1 hour here. All right, here we go for Kaito. Zooming on out. Okay, so you are retracing pretty severely, right? From once you began. You know, let's go from the swing low to the swing high. You came down, I believe there was 786, right? And we talked about that on the channel. We came to the 786. We're currently sitting above it, creating a little bit of a double bottom uni there. A little bit of a double bottom on this high volume node right here. That looks good. That looks good. Hey, double bottom, that looks okay. Yeah. The thing is, you have to hold this. Yeah, if you don't hold this level here, the next high volume node beneath you is back from this. It's a pretty steep drop. It's a pretty steep drop from where we're at, about 30% drop to the downside for Kaito. So what's important for Kaito here? You got to start playing 200 MA dominoes. And how does that work? Well, you pull up your 200 MA, right? The 200 simple moving average, and you got to start playing dominoes. You get above the 1, you're going to come to the 3. You get above the 3, you're likely to come and test the 5. You get above the 5, right? You get above the 5, you're going to test a 7. You get above the 7, you're going to test a 15. You're above the 15, baby, closing that candle. You start closing candles above the 15, you're likely to come up and test where? The 30. And because of this sell-off on Kaito, these things are likely sloping down pretty aggressively. The 1 hour, it's sitting up there. The 30 minute, yeah, and the 1 hour brings you all the way back up to about, you know, from once this dump started. And you're forming a bit of a high volume node here. This has been an area that has caught Kaito before. I would just keep this on my radar. Not a play that I'm interested in taking on leverage right now. But yeah, I'll be watching out how this develops. You could be getting this double bottom formation right here. And that would be nice to see some kind of W pattern, right? Some kind of W form for Kaito here. and get that breakout to the upside out of the neckline where the sell pressure currently is at that high volume node. That would be really, really good to see for Kaito. I'd just be keeping it on my radar, man. I'm not saying, I think this project could do some damage in the long term, but at the same time, you know, low market cap, you got to get that W formation, get that break to the upside. You got a lot of people. The Bears did win here. We have to acknowledge the Bears won at $1.70. That's where the most Kaito traded hands, and the Bears ended up winning this battle to the downside, and you haven't been above that high volume node since. And even when you wicked up and tried hitting it in these higher volume areas, you just got rejected, right? And, you know, you got to get up and, you know, break this W pattern, flip it into support, and come up and test this again and flip this high volume node. That's what I'd be looking at for Kaito, baby. That's what I'd be looking at for Kaito here in the near term. Shout out to Sin Nasty Kid. Thank you for dropping that in the chat, man. I greatly appreciate you. Greatly appreciate you. All right, let's dive on in. Hey, Pi Network down 30% on the that's the week. That's the week. Let's dive on into the day. Let's dive on into the day. Who's the biggest loser on the day? EOS. Let's dive on into that. EOS, baby. Shout out to Sin Nasty Kid. Thanks for Kaito, man. I appreciate it. I love looking at the project. So here we go. A classic example, right? This is on the daily. On the daily here. Classic example of why you can't chase green candles. Why? Like yesterday, we talk about this all the time. Whenever you see a big tomorrow, I'll put my stamp on this. Tomorrow, Altcoin gonna be one of the biggest, either the smallest green or the biggest red that we have. Why? Because it went on the biggest run. It went on the unlikely that Altcoin continues its absolute colossal tear to the upside. Unlikely. It could happen. It could happen, but unlikely, right? And it's likely that EOS and HTX, Dow, right, kind of flip and become the green ones in the event that we have a red day tomorrow. It just is the way it is. The things with the biggest pumps have either consolidation or they pull back the next day while everything else runs, right? Or everything else dumps while these things pump a little bit because people rotate their money into assets that have struggled the day before. It just is that way, right? So we did have that blow off top. Not blow off top. I don't want to say it's a blow off top, but we came up to test the daily 200 MA on EOS and got rejected severely, right? Fell back through this gap in the VRVP and currently sitting above this high volume node at about 55 cents here. At about 55 cents. You got to pull your fib here, everybody. You got to pull your fib from the swing low, baby, to the swing high, coming all the way down here to this 886 region. You did dip beneath it. Yeah, that's not looking good. You got rejected by the daily 200 SMA. You do have these high volume nodes down here that are supporting you. And again, don't know much about the project, right? The only projects I know about are the ones that I'm deeply invested in. I've done research into tons of projects. Haven't done my research on EOS, just reality, right? But I'm just reading the charts. Not looking really good here. Getting rejected off that daily 200 is never a good sign for me. With that being said, you did have a massive pump here on the 3-day. The weekly's looking okay. You got a massive bullish engulfing candle here on the weekly. Looks to do some damage. Let's get rid of this here. And you got to start playing 200 MA dominoes. You got to, right? So you had that massive run and since have pulled back, on the 5-minute. This looks okay. This looks promising despite what the daily's looking like. Could be getting a little bit of a support area kind of forming here. You do have that high volume node that's been developing. Buyers and sellers seem to be equaling out here. You may get that squeeze up to the 64-cent region again. It looks okay. You got a golden cross coming in on the 5. That looks okay to me. I mean, I'd just be sitting on this on the side for EOS. This daily candle is a little skewed because of the massive wick that it had back here during the day, right? If you look at the daily candle, this is a shooting star pattern. This is a shooting star pattern. Whenever you have a shooting star pattern, this is a bearish candle pattern, right? Whenever you have a massive wick to the upside, that outsizes the wick to the bottom. That is a shooting star pattern. Again, this is very volatile right now because you're in an area, a gap in the VRVP. You want to see this gap up here, close above the daily 200, and you can begin that bigger gap up to that 80-cent level. When these altcoins turn around, everybody's going to be caught with their pants down, baby. Everybody's going to be caught with their pants down, and this is going to be one of the biggest massive altcoin runs I think we've ever seen, and we called it here on the channel. Everybody that's been in these trades here on X is in massive gains, in absolute massive gains. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for everybody following me on X. I just enjoy being on there with you guys, shooting my trade ideas. We win, we lose. Hey, it happens. But good risk management is the key to any trading scenario. The reason we have almost doubled this 5 $5,000 account since the inception of this channel, baby. Look at this. The last trade we took, a loss. We took a hard loss on 150x leverage on Bitcoin. That, you know, and my stop loss was a little too close to liquidation, ended up getting liquidated, paying a heavier fee. It is what it is. But look at this, baby. We have been absolutely dunking on this market like nobody else. This is the position history over the past like week, I think, or so, and we've just been absolutely dunking on it. We've been getting some massive, over 100% gains. A lot of them have just been absolutely massive. And a shout out to you guys. All these are posted on X for free for you guys to look at. I'm not saying it's financial advice. It's not financial advice, but you know, at least it gives you guys an idea of what I'm looking at in the charts when I'm not on the stream. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. All right, Pudgy Penguins, baby. Pudgy Penguins and MetaDrip. Let's dive on into it. That's my analysis of EOS there. I would just kind of keep this on your radar while we're ranging in this VRVP. I'd like to see some kind of consolidation and a breakup towards this flag. You flip that daily 200 MA, baby. Look what happened last time we got above. We closed the candle above the daily 200 MA right here, and you went on that colossal run back here prior to the, or right after the election of 157% on spot. That is amazing. That is an immaculate move for EOS. So let's dive on into MetaDrip. MetaDrip, baby. MetaDrip, cool. We got it here on the daily, cool, 4 hour. This is a newer project. This is a newer project that was brought to our attention by, I think it was Synasty Kid brought it to our attention. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Hey, this is not uncommon for these projects. The projects that are newer in the space, you know, they often come down from once their initial launch, they often come back down from once they started. That is reality, right? But we are forming a nice support area right here that is looking very, very good. I would not like to see the support area break. Do we have bullish divergence? Yes, we do. On the 4 hour, you have a swing up here on the 4 hour. Well, you have a swing across here. I'm not going to draw that just because of the support. I'll overlap it here. You have a swing across in price action here, maybe even like a slightly swing down based on where that candle body closed. A swing across, well, you have a swing up on the RSI. That is slight bullish divergence, saying that you're likely to break this high before you break this low down here. That opens up the opportunity, some high leverage plays, everybody. If you guys are high leverage traders, that opens up the opportunity, because once you come down to here, and this daily bullish divergence is likely to still be respected. So if you catch a 100x or 25x greater, whatever your risk appetite is, this is where those high leverage plays comes in, and that's where those big whales and everything like to take those big positions if they are trading on that 100x or whatever. I know I've seen somebody opening up super shorts on Ethereum and Bitcoin. That 40x leverage short, it was like 350 million or something like that, and it's likely that he did something based off of divergence. Everybody, it is a key thing to look at, a key indicator to look at whenever you're looking at one of these, whenever you're looking at these coins, even if they're new. Divergence is so strong. The greater the time frame, the stronger the divergence. The stronger the swing up, the stronger the divergence. The stronger what you're looking for are these lines to cross, right? On price action and the RSI. When they swing up like that, if these two things will cross, you have divergence, right? If these lines went on to infinity, it would take a long time for this one to cross, but eventually they will cross. That's how I know we have bullish divergence here. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Drip, MetaDrip. I think it's a good project. I think it's pretty cool. I think this thing with the market cap that it's at, this does have the potential to be a 100xer. I really do believe that. I think it has the potential. It's high risk because the market caps are like, what, $1 million bucks? But that's the kind of market cap you need to have a 100x coin. It's not going to come out of something that already has a $100 billion market cap, because then you're going to be looking at, if you want to 100x your coin, you're looking at a $10 trillion market cap, and that is not happening currently in the crypto space. Bitcoin's not barely even at 2. It's not even at 2 right now. $2 trillion. So that it's crazy to think that an asset could get to $10 trillion when the biggest cryptocurrency in the space is at 2. So just analyze your market cap. But things with market cap that are this low at about $1 million for MetaDrip, this does have the potential to do that if it can get the follow through. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little more research on MetaDrip. I did like it. I did look at the project and the white paper. It looked pretty good. The website's pretty neat. So feel free to jump on into that and take a look. If you're going to invest in things like that, acknowledge that this is some of the highest risk stuff that you could do, investing in coins that are $1 million market cap or less. A lot of them are rugs. I'm not saying MetaDrip's a rug, but we did look at this on anti-rug, and it looked very, very good. It looked very, very good. It got a safety score that was higher than Trump coin, that was higher than Melania coin, right? And we know what happened to both of those. I'm not going to get on my meme spiel, but that's just all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Pudgy Penguins. We're talking about the memes. Pudgy Penguins. You know, this thing came out. I got airdropped this. This coin because I use the Jupiter network. If you guys do swap coins on Jupiter, that juicy airdrop came in. I do stake my Jupiter. So Yes, I stake my Jupiter, and whenever I stake my Jupiter, I get rewards, right, based off of whatever coins are launched on their platform. And you know, Pudgy Penguins was one of those. I got a couple. I think I got like 1,000 Pudgy Penguins or something. So, not a lot, but I did get some Pudgy Penguins, which was kind of cool. But I did end up selling them like way back when, right? I'm not really a meme coin holder, everybody. Anytime I got that, I just bought, I got that and I bought more Jupiter. It is what it is. I just like the platform so much. I really do. But if you do swap on Jupiter, you get it qualified for the airdrops. You don't even need to hold the coin, and the fees are cheaper than swapping on things like Phantom and Soulflare and whatever Solana wallets. Jupiter is a really good exchange if you guys have never used it. Okay, here we go on Pudgy Penguins on the 4 hour. A meme coin, again, a meme coin, not very old on coin. Oh, this is on Coinbase. Let's see. See what Pudgy Penguins looks like on USDC. Does that let's see. Coinbase is the only one that we got here on the on TradingView. So we're gonna go with what we got here. Okay, we got the 4 hour. The 4 hour on Pudgy Penguins. You do look like you're starting to play 200 MA dominoes. You did get over the 5, you know, the 1, 5, 10, getting over 1, 5, 7, 15, right? And now you're coming up to the 30. You're above the 30 and you're above the 1 hour. The 30 is holding you up right now, right? The 30 is holding you up right now. You got to start playing 200 MA dominoes. You lose the 30, you're likely to come down and test the 15. So you're currently holding on the 30. You want to see this bounce up to test where would be the next one above? You're above. The next one above you is about the 3 hour, which just got, you know, which just birthed here on Coinbase. So that's what I'd be looking at. I'd be looking at between the 30 and the 3 hour. You're gonna ping pong between those until Pudgy Penguins does decide to make a direction or to choose a direction. Again, a meme coin, higher risk, and going back to what I don't remember who said this. Who said that Unreal Designs? There are gonna be coins that make it in this bull market, and there are gonna be coins that don't. In my opinion, and you could disagree, and that's fine. Whatever you guys invest in, that's fine. I'm telling you guys that, in my opinion, the meme cycle is kind of, to me, it's dead. It's dead. Ever since Trump launched his meme coin, since Melania, since Libra, all those meme coin scams, people started, I think, people are starting to realize that a lot of these meme coins, out of all the rug pulls you've seen, and 90% of stuff that is launched on Dex Screener is straight rugs. You could look at them. Go back in time. Anything that had to do with Barron Trump or any of that kind of rug. How many times can people get rug pulled and then be like, yeah, that's it for me for meme coins? I get it. I get it, right? That's kind of just my philosophy when it comes to investing. And I'm not saying Pudgy Penguins is a rug. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that when it comes to things that are going to outperform, and I could be wrong. Pudgy Penguins could go to the moon. It could go to 10 cents and make you absolutely banger money. But to me, it's not in my risk portfolio. It isn't. This to me, unless I invest in cryptos like I invest in businesses, like I invest in stocks. What is the platform based off of? How do you make money? How do you provide value? How can you provide change? And I don't see anything from Pudgy Penguins besides the only thing that gives this thing value is what people perceive it as a meme coin, right? I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research into the project. I sold mine as soon as I got it. But yeah, what you're looking for here from a charting perspective, right, is the gap up here in the VRVP. That can definitely happen. I think the memes can squeeze. I really do. I think they've been beat down a little more than I would expect. Like Chill Guy down at 2 cents when it was trading at what, 70? Woo! Guys, got my uvula's a little dry. Woo! I think there's squeeze potential. I really do. I think we can get that squeeze up, that gap up to the VRVP. But ultimately, for meme coins, I don't think they're going to outperform this cycle. And I'll also say this. I'll say this. This is a bold prediction. I don't think Dogecoin will either. I think eventually Dogecoin is going to fall out of the top 10 and be replaced by something that provides actual value in the space. Just my opinion, especially with where Elon Musk is in the spotlight right now. I think Dogecoin is going to take a little bit of a hammer. That's $25 billion, and I don't think it's going to go to zero. I think Dogecoin is always going to be in the top 100. It's just a reality. It is the first meme coin. It's the #1 meme coin. And, you know, I think it could be in the top. I think it's going to lose its top 10 position. Just my opinion. I think something over the next 2 years or so, I think there are going to be coins that come and redistribute the top 10 a little bit, and I really think that Dogecoin doesn't make the cut. My opinion, right? But hey, that's just my opinion. But Pudgy Penguins looks good for a squeeze up here, man. It really does. You got to break that 3 hour 200 SMA. Then you're going to break the 4, which just developed here on the Coinbase chart. And yeah, you get a nice squeeze up here. You really can get a nice squeeze up. These memes, I'm not against trading them, but it's just not something I hold in my long-term portfolio. Just my opinion, everybody. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong, right? I could be completely wrong about the assets that I'm holding too. It's just my investment opinions. Okay, here we go. Diving on in. All right, is a hashtag... It has limited edition trading cards, stuffed pudgies, and an online game coming. Hey, yeah, if they have a good white paper, again, I don't know anything about the project. If they have a good white paper and everything, this thing could absolutely soar. I think they can. It's just not something that I hold long term. It's just not a part of my investment portfolio, man. And with much respect, I hope it does well. I really do hope it does well. Do well. All right, we got QAI Quai Coin, the Qui-Gon Jinn, Quai Coin, baby. That's my analysis on Pudgy Penguins. I do see a gap up here for Pudgy. I think this thing could actually squeeze up. What you're looking for here, right, out of a squeeze up is to break this get to this high volume node, maybe come back down here for support. That would be a very, very nice cup and handle here. I think that could definitely happen for Pudgy Penguins, and you could get a nice squeeze to the upside for Pudgy up to around that 1 cent level. I think that could definitely happen. I do not think that's out of the cards. That would be a nice move from here, about 55, a 55%, and that could get you started on your run to the upside. Again, I don't know a lot about the charts. That's just what I'm seeing on the charts after this downtrend. You are making a little bit of a rounded bottom here. I would like to look at that cup and handle forming on the 4 hour. Just something to keep track of. That's my analysis on Pudgy Penguins, baby. Woo! Diving on into the next one. QUAI. Quai on perpetuals on MEXC. All right. Woo! I about sucked on my water bottle like that with my cap on. QUAI. Let's see what we got on. See if we can look something a little smoother. Perpetuals on weeks. Okay, looks like this project just came out. Right, on perpetuals, anyway. Yeah, whenever you see a candle like that from the bottom, it looks like it just got listed on an exchange or a couple exchanges and it went up on a run and now it's pulling back. So whenever you get something like this, you always want to pull your fibs. 99% of coins do this. Whenever they get released on an exchange, they come back to a key fib level, and then if they're going to run, that's where they'll run from. It's very unlikely you just keep absolutely mooning to the upside. It just usually, it's not what I see often in the market. It's not. Right, so right here, you did come back down to the 886, respected that. You're above a high volume node right here. Look at that. That's actually interesting that the high volume node is currently sitting underneath where we are. The most amount of this coin has been traded underneath where prices are right here at the current point in time. You are breaking below the 2 hour. You're breaking below the 1 hour. Let's zoom on in here and get rid of some of this. You're breaking below the 1 hour 200 SMA. You did have a little bit of a shooting star here. Not what you like to see, but it does seem like you're beginning to range a little bit. Let's see where we came up to on a bearish fib from this level. This swing high to swing low. So you came up to the 618. You're unable to get above the 618. You're rejecting back down. I would look for a test of this 1149 level, this high volume node. I think that's likely, and you get a bounce from there. You got to get above the 618 bearish retest. That's what I would be looking for. You could also look for the kind of cup, and I'm not going to say that. But you're ranging here. You're ranging. You do have a pretty clear range, where this has been trading from. You've been in this range for the past... since the 12th of March for the past like 7 days, right? Isn't it the 19th or something? Yeah, for the past 7 days, you've been ranging here. So you're just in a range. You're looking to hold this high volume node. You break this high volume node, then you could be in trouble. You could really be in trouble. Then you'd have to speculate. You have a couple levels from below there. If you are to break that from your swing low to swing high, you can look at your 618, 786 trying to catch you right here. But besides that, you could really start nuking to the downside. Where's your next support levels? You got one here. You got one here, and you got one here before you go down in the price discovery to the downside, right? Let's get rid of the fib here. Zoom on in. If you guys ever have trouble seeing, let me know in the chat, because I'm still new to YouTube, right? I'm still like 30 days old, right, to YouTube, a little more than 30 days, and I love being here with you guys. If you guys can't see, I value your criticism. I value the constructive criticism on my videos, on my live streams. Anything you guys think I could improve, please drop that in the chat. I really want to know what you guys are thinking. Do you guys like the stream? Is there something I can do differently? Does the music suck? work? Is the music awesome? And do I talk to like tell me what's going on with the stream? If you guys like what you're seeing, let me know. Or if you guys don't like something that I'm doing, let me know. Or if I'm saying something, if I'm being, I don't know, if I'm, you know, just let me know what you guys are thinking. I really do value that, especially the people who have been here a while. You know, Sin Nasty Kid, you know, Unreal Designs, Michaela B, April R, Lily, Sin Nasty Kid, Smoking McPherson. I've seen you here, man. I appreciate it. You know, all you guys in the chat, I value Sean Davis. What's going on, man? All you got, Wanda, all you guys, I really appreciate your constructive criticism. I really do. And you guys are really what's helping me grow as a streamer, as a YouTuber. So I just want to be better for you guys. So I appreciate all that feedback, any constructive criticism you guys have, even if it's in the comments or whatever. If you guys want to DM me on X, you can DM me on X as well and let me know. Hey, if you guys don't feel comfortable putting in the chat or whatever for whatever reason, if I'm not approachable, I like to think I'm an approachable guy. But if you guys, if you guys let me know criticism, I really want to know. Are my thumbnails good? Are my, you know, what's going on? If you guys like what you're seeing, let me know. If you guys don't like something that I'm doing, let me know. I really do want to hear that. Okay, diving on in. You love the shirt, April. I appreciate it. Hey, Smokey McPherson, I appreciate it. Love the energy from April. Yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. QUAI. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at for QUAI. You got to start playing 200 MA downloads. You're just ranging here, man. You're just ranging. You're ranging. I mean, it did take a little bit of a dump of root. Where's Bitcoin at? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of following Bitcoin here with this red candle. Everything's getting a little bit of a pullback right here, and we talked about. I let everybody know that on X. Like once you have this many green candles on the 4 hour for Bitcoin, how many green candles can you have on Bitcoin before you know? It's like spinning the roulette ball. How many of you guys have gone to Vegas and spun the roulette ball and seen it hit black or red or whatever? Black 8 times in a row. How many times does that happen? Very rarely. Very rarely. And I'm not saying it can't happen. Sometimes you'll go on a 10 or 12 streak, right? And you'll be making lots of money and you'll be like, oh my gosh, boys crypto, black odd is the best bet you can make in roulette. That is the best money making strategy. If you go to Vegas, the black odd bet is the game winner, baby. You're spinning that wheel and it keeps landing on black odd, black. Oh, you get your money back. Odd, you get your money back. Black odd. Does it ever land on red even? No, it never lands on red even, baby. It never does. You have a 100% chance of not losing. Not financial advice, but just what I do when I go to Vegas and degenerately gamble. That is my 100x, everybody. That's my 100x, playing the roulette table at the Vegas, and I love it. I love it, baby. And I'm going on a cruise, you know, in August, and you know what I'm going to be doing while we're chilling? I'm going to be down there, you know, with my legs crossed at the roulette table, you know, putting my, I don't know, I'll put my hands together like this, like I run the table, right? And I'm gonna go black odd. And I'm gonna come back, baby, and we are gonna be millionaires. I'm telling you, we're gonna take everything that ship has got from that casino. Black odd, baby. Shout out to anybody who likes roulette. Whew! That got my heart rate up. Oh my gosh. Like when you're playing roulette and you're watching the ball go around. Go round and round. You guys know, hey, whenever you're playing roulette, I don't recommend standing over the table, because if you just stand over doing this, right, the security looks at you really weird. I'm telling you guys. Oh, if you guys like the stream pants, I know it. All right, here we go. Diving on in. QUAI, that's what I was looking at for QUAI. Diving on into the chat. Website is awesome. PowerCoin. Hey, yeah, Smoking McPherson. I'll check that out, man. QUAI, not a coin that I know anything about. Hey, I love the chat, man. I love when you guys are pointing out stuff that I haven't seen. Martin Gale on roulette, dude. DMB Wills, man. Yeah, hey, the martingale, baby. For those of you who don't know what martingale is, it's doubling your bet. Whenever you lose a bet, say you put it on black, right? Say you put $10 on black and you lose, then you put $20, then you put $40, then you put $80, then you put $160, then you put $320, then you put $600. Well, that was as far as I could go, doubling real quick, but wasn't that good? Yeah, so that's the martingale strategy. Shout out to you, man, if that works for you. That scares me, man. I like to play my lucky numbers and stuff. I try to hit the 17 lotto, where you put the chip on the 17 and take the corners and everything and make it look like a nice little square. And then when you hit it, you're like, right? And you can go absolutely crazy. You can start screaming, right? You can do that R2D2 in the casino, and everybody looks at you. The security looks at you. The person running the table looks at you, and they stop the roulette game for a little bit to check if you're okay. It happens, everybody. Hey, shout out to all my roulette players in here. All right. Hey, Sean Davis lives by that strat. Yeah, April. Yeah, I know it, man. I love Sean. Lived in Vegas for 3 years, lost too much, gamble on crypto now. Smokey McPherson, I'm sorry, bro. I don't live in Vegas. I live in Texas, man. But if I lived in Vegas, I would be in severe trouble. I'd be one of the people like, hey, you get your check, and I'd be walking right into the casino. It'd be too dangerous. I love it in there. There's all the flashing lights. It stimulates me perfectly. It has all the flashing lights and everything, and something about the smoke in the environment. I like that. I'm like, I don't smoke or anything, but I like the smell, like in the environment and everything. You get free drinks. I'm not a big drinker, but every once in a while I have a little bit of a drinky poo, and yeah, it's fun, man. It's shout out to anybody who's been to Vegas. If you haven't been to Vegas, I highly recommend going. It's a good time. It's a good time. Okay, diving on in, TMB Willis. Yeah, the Martingale, man. The Martingale. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. All right. Okay, yeah, that's what we're looking at. The biggest winner and the biggest loser, Altcoin, baby, and EOS, biggest winner and loser on the day. Hey, let's take a look at XRP. Everybody wants to look at XRP. I've seen XRP is like #1 trending thing on Twitter today because of the winning of the SEC dropping their case. I have to urge everybody caution. I do this all the time, right? The charts are the charts, and the charts are saying what the charts are saying, right? Regardless of macroeconomic news, everything's going to follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin was green yesterday, right? And now XRP, Bitcoin's red today. It's always going to follow Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin has a 1% pump, can XRP have a 20% pump? Yeah, absolutely. But everything follows the king. It's just what I've observed after being in the space for 6 years. Everybody, it's just what I've observed. Every candle here, you could overlay this with Bitcoin, and every green candle that Bitcoin has is likely a green candle on this chart. And Ethereum and anything, on Dogecoin and anything. It's still a green candle. If Bitcoin pumps 5%, can your candle pump 1% and that still be a green candle? Yes. But just in general, that's just what happens. That's just what happens, baby. Woo! XRP, I've said this over and over again on this channel. I am a bull. I have to be bull above the 200 MA, right? And again, above the high volume node sitting here at about 241, breaking above that off of that news, off of that massive bullish engulfing candle that we did have yesterday. XRP is looking okay. And right now you did defy. I will say this. You defied this shoulder head, right? And you defied this right shoulder breaking to the upside. It looks good whenever you defy a bearish pattern in crypto. It is often a very bullish sign. You're getting a little bit of, you have a clear support line right here. Let's get rid of that. You have a clear support line right here, and you did come down and tap it. You tapped it here, 3, 4, 5. You could argue 5, 5, 6, 7, 7 times that support was tested and wasn't able to break. And now you're back above the high volume node, the area where the most amount of XRP has exchanged hands, right? So XRP is looking good. With that being said, charting this is very, very difficult because there's not a clear pattern. Do you guys see a clear pattern here? I really don't, right? You could say, hey, you can say this. Let's look at the 4 hour here. Let's look at the 4 hour and see if the 4 hour is giving us any hints. I really don't see anything charting-wise like a clear-cut pattern just because of how volatile this asset has been. Now, you can say, I do like this. I do see a little bit of this, right? I can get on board with this shoulder, inverse, head, and the right shoulder to the upside. You got a neckline that is currently breaking. Woo! You got a neckline that is currently breaking to the upside. Can that be your breakout? Yes, it could. You're above your 4 hour 200 SMA, a very, very good sign for XRP here. You're above the daily, you're above the 4 hour, you're above the 3 hour. You're above every 200 MA, aren't you? You're above every 200 MA, aren't you? You may be losing on the smaller time frames. Like right now, you're losing the 5. You're losing the 5. That's not a good sign. So now you're looking to come to the 7. Okay, but you're above the major time frame 200 MAs. That's looking very, very good for XRP. Out of that shoulder, head, right shoulder, break out to the upside. You may come down and retest this here. Maybe even get like down this high volume node around that 240 level. It looks good for XRP. I could see this going up from here. I definitely could see this going up from here. XRP looking the moon, coming up here and at least testing that $3.12 level. Now, I will say this. This asset is overextended on every way you look at it. This asset is overextended. So is XDC. Or not XDC. XDC's already pulled back. So HBAR was, right? And we saw what happened to HBAR. HBAR had a very, very similar run up. XRP has shown relative strength compared to a lot of the other coins in the space. I have to say that. Right? But what you have to do here, you have to start pulling your Fibonacci's. So you pulled your fib from high to low here, right? And you had your first 786 retest, your 618 786 retest, right? So now, you made that lower low, lower high, and you made a higher low here. So now you know, you could either pull your bearish fib, right? This is the first level that you need to get back above to feel like you're a bull again, to really feel like you're a bull again, even though we're showing some strength on the, even though we're showing some strength here on the small, you know, the smaller time frames, getting that shoulder, head, right shoulder on the daily to the upside. On the 4 hour, it's a little more clear to the upside. Looks very, very good. You're looking for consolidation here above the 4 hour time frame, baby, above the 4 hour time frame. But with that being said, you have to acknowledge that we're hitting a 618. We're hitting a 618 bearish retest. You got to get some kind of consolidation here and push through this golden pocket that is sitting right above you between 259 and about 275. This is going to be an area where sellers do come in. Anybody who wants to get out of this market is going to be, from a trading perspective, this is an area where people are going to start taking profits, right, and starting to open up shorts. It just is what it is. Now, if you can break through this and short squeeze to the upside, your targets are starting to get a little extrapolated, right, and you'll gap up very, very quickly. Look at this gap in the VRVP. You get above this 618, 786 region. Look at this gap here in the VRVP. It looks juicy, baby. It looks juicy to the upside for XRP. I think, let's zoom out now here. This gap in the VRVP is very, very juicy, and you could squeeze very, very hard. Like this candle, this strategic reserve announcement, you started squeezing very, very hard until you started climbing up this hill right here. Climbing up this hill, baby. And it reverted you to the downside. But yeah, you could get a squeeze up here for XRP. That's a monumental move for the asset. It is no joke. Another 27% move for XRP to the upside. That will break the 786, and you would be looking to come up and test the highs. I think XRP is looking very, very strong comparatively to the rest of the market. With that being said, as much as XRP has shown resilience, right? As much as XRP has shown resilience here on the big time frames, none of this price action in here, none of this is valid to me. None of it, because we don't have any substantial price action here to and it's supported. That thesis is supported by these major gaps in the VRVP. So if XRP does start to weaken, right? And I don't care about the new financial world order or anything. I'm just talking about what the charts are saying. I think XRP is going to move up from here. I'm above the high volume node in the 200 MA. I'm bullish, baby. But I'm just putting this on everybody's radar in case it happens. Like, oh, XRP, you said XRP was going to the move. If we start losing this high volume node on the VRVP, we could come down to $1.47, and we could come down to $1.47 very fast. Why can we come down to $1.47 very fast? Because we went from $1.47 up to 278 in 3 days. In 3 days, it can happen fast. And I'm just putting that downside risk on your radar because I just want to put that out there. But I see XRP moving up here in the near term. I have to, based off of this VRVP here. It looks very, very good. We're above where most of the XRP has exchanged hands. Reviews, what's going on, man? Thanks for jumping on in the chat. TMB Willis, what's up? Going to New Orleans this weekend. I'll throw some money on Black Odd for you. April, throw some money on Black Odd for me, girl. I would love to see it. I don't think you could have your phones at the table. But hey, if you could sneak a picture of that Black Odd winning those juicy gains, let me know. I'm telling you, 100% win rate. I'm just saying, not financial advice, but 100% win rate on the Black Odd, and maybe even the martingale strategy from TMB Willis. You never know. You know, you do 1,000, then 2,000, then 4,000, then 8,000, and 16,000, and then the deed to your house. And then your kidney, and eventually you're gonna win, baby. You're gonna win. All right, reviews. What's going on? Kaito could be closed a full green candle last hour. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Kaito. Hey, yeah, I would just be looking at that range that we were talking about whenever we were looking at it, man. I really would be. Kaito, baby. Kaito on the hour. Yeah, it looks good. You got that bullish engulfing candle on the hour. That looks good for a turnaround here. Hey, and you could say that, hey, this was you could say that this was your 618, 786 retest. Did we get down to the 618? Yeah, you came down to the golden pocket, and boom, to the upside, you got this gap in the VRVP. Looks good for a squeeze up, man. The test is 200 MA. I think Kaito could definitely squeeze up here. I really do. You're bouncing off that. If you're going to invest, if you believe in a project, right, here's not the time. This is not the time after it's mooned from its inception. Whenever something pumps 190%, that's not the time to be investing in it, because you're paying a premium of you're getting a quarter of what people did back here, right? A quarter of the asset for the same amount of money. Now, when you get this pullback, this does represent some buying opportunities. This is what I'm looking at for Kaito. Yeah, man, it looks good. All right, diving on in. All Hey, what's going on, reviews? Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. Sean Davis lives by the martingale. I hear you. I hear you. So that's what we were looking at on the bubbles. That's what we're looking at on the bubbles. We got the biggest winner. We got the biggest loser. We went over Bitcoin. We went over being a little careful. Let's take a look at Bitcoin again here. Look, everything's going to follow Bitcoin. It will. It will. And we got some good news from the Fed today, holding rates, but there's still a lot of uncertainty. There's still so much uncertainty in the space, ladies and gentlemen. There really is. We didn't get a lot of clarity here. And even from the highs today, we're down about, we're down a little over, we're about $1,500 from the high today. I don't know what's going to happen, but we could go based off of probabilities. And right now, after an extended trip like that on the 4-hour, I'll be looking for some kind of consolidation. We don't see 8 green candles on the 4-hour. We pumped for 2 straight days, everybody. It's time for a little bit of cool off, or at least a little bit of a flag to to rear its head to us, so that we could get the highest probability setups. That's what I'm looking at. No active trades currently, but baby, we killed it. We killed it today. And you know where we were making these trades? We were fishing. Not really fishing. We were fishing in a tornado. Every time you cast a bait, it come back at you. Almost hooked myself in the eyelid. But we've been absolutely dunking on this, everybody. Hey, shout out to each and every one of you who've been making money on these calls, on these plays. These have been this has been a great run this week, this 2 weeks. Virtuals, the hottest. I think that was the biggest play. Virtuals was the biggest play. We caught the bottom on Virtuals and got out at pretty much the top, everybody, at 72 cents. That was a massive play. Shout out to you guys who got into that. I know Wanda was jumping on into that. Shout out to you, Wanda. Woo! Big gains, girl. Big gains. And we just absolutely smashed on this market. I tried to do 150x short earlier and I missed it, man. I got wicked out, and now that it's downside, it is what it is. Where did I try to get in? I tried to get in off the bearish divergence that was showing here, and it squeezed up to the upside, and now back from once I would enter. So that's the danger of high leverage. It is what it is, but I took a shot. Yeah, I take it. You can't blame me for taking a shot, everybody. Can't blame me for taking a shot, but hey, we've been absolutely killing this. We've been killing this. Account balance currently sitting at $9,300, almost doubled this account in about how long have we been on YouTube? We've got since mid-February. February. When did I start this? Hey, you know what's cool? Look at this. On YouTube, right? If you type in Boys Crypto, we've come so far. Everybody. My old video, I didn't even have thumbnails for my original videos and everything. Let's see. My view you channel. I didn't even have thumbnails. Hey, that's a lot. That's us. What's up, handsome? What's going on? But yeah, going on down. We had how do I see this? I don't even know how to see. We had the lives. Let's see where I don't remember when I started. But shout out to each and every one of you that have been here since the absolute very beginning. This thing has been crazy. We've been going crazy. We've been going absolute ham since February 14th, baby. That's when we jumped in. I didn't even have was it February 14th? No, we go back further. Since look at these thumbnails. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like, what in the world am I? What the? Back on February 13th, a little over a month ago, we have almost doubled this account. We will finish this 5K to 10K trading challenge, baby. We will. Account currently sitting at $9,300. Once we finish that, we'll go through an entire overview of the account and everything, how we did, how we got there. Were we up the whole time? Were we getting absolutely, PP slapped? What were we doing? How did we get there? What did the trades look like? Yeah, so we did absolutely immaculate, but we've been going hard here since February 13th, everybody. Shout out to each and every one of you that have been here with me. Man, over the course of 30 days, shows you anything can happen, baby. Almost doubling an account in what? About 40 days. And you can scale that to whatever. Yeah, we used $5,000. We did, but hey, you could have done that with 100 or 10 or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't like to talk about amounts here. I like to talk about percentages, because getting better as a trader revolves entirely around your percentages and your risk management. Whether you're using $1 to trade, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, or a million, I don't care. Whenever you are trading, risk management is the most important thing in the game. Shout out to you guys. Red, baby. Red. Synapse Kid wants to go over Red. Hey, let's go over Red, baby. Red. You forgot about Red. Are you talking about Red the coin? Or are you talking about Red on the wheel? Are you talking about Red the coin? Or are you talking about Red on the roulette wheel? We don't talk about red on the roulette wheel, okay? Red, what is it like? It's like in craps when you say 7. You don't say 7. We don't say red when we're talking about the craps table, okay? Black odd, statistically, the best bet that you could ever make on the roulette table. A 100% chance of not losing only if you lose. You have a 100% chance of not losing every time that you win, right? So that looks really, really good, right? For whatever you're playing on the roulette table. Red, baby, red. Let's dive on in. Zooming on in here. Looking, okay. Okay. This just got released not too long on Binance here, and you can see that because we don't have any price history back before March 6th. So this is less than a month old, about 2 weeks. I do like what we're forming here. Look at this down here. It does show that nice. You have a shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout to the upside. That looked very good, right? You have that cup. The cup and handle, baby. I love the cup and handle. Cup and handle. Where do you come? Everybody want to bet where we came to right here on the cup and handle? Right, we had that explosive move up, and we traced to where? We got the golden, the 618, the 618-786. We say that for almost every asset we look at, baby. That pumps me up. The 618-786 area, the golden area. It takes balls. It takes wheelbarrow testicles to get in at these areas. But I'm telling you, whenever you catch these reversals, this is likely where they're able to come in at the 618-786 area, and you'll be wheeling around your testicles, around your, around your workplace or whatever in a wheelbarrow, like they did in that one South Park episode. I'm telling you guys, you could have that. You could tattoo 618 right on your right nut and walk around and be like, I got into the 618, baby, and they're gonna be like, what? What in the world? How did you even do that? What in the world is 618? And you'll go for, I went for 75% gains on spot, baby, on red. Now, here's what I'm looking at. Zooming out on the macro. Let's look at the 4 hour here, forming something very, very similar in my humble opinion. You do have that cup formation. You do have the cup formation. Let's take from the swing low to the high. The swing low to the high. You do have that cup and handle formation. Now, can you get does it have to pull back to the 618? No, it does not, right? But it's likely, right? I do see kind of a flag here forming. That does look good. I would be tracking this. Not something I'd be interested in getting into. Why? Well, I won't be interested in getting into it right now because of how early it is. It's only 2 weeks old. I don't know anything about the project, and there's likely going to be a lot more volatility on coins that have just came out, right? People taking profits, insiders. If somebody holds a lot of the coin, I don't know anything about this, but I did see it was one of the big bubbles the other. Where is it at on the cryptocurrency ranking? Red, baby, red. Redstone. Rank 200. Right, yeah, it doesn't even have data here on coin bubbles for the last month or so. So it came out on March 6th. So we'll see where this goes. I'll keep tabs on it. I'll keep tabs on red. I don't know much about the I'm going to look at Dash, QAI, and red and do a little bit of a deeper dive because those are some coins that I haven't seen Dash since 2021. But I thought it was back in 2017, but 2021, baby. QUAI, new coin to me, and red, new coin to me that I did see was pretty hot on the ball. I think it did tickle up into that 100, that top 100 market cap at one point. Did it not up here? It may have. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to dive into that. I'm going to do a little research on those projects. I'll let you guys know what I think tomorrow, baby. Tomorrow. Not in the wheelbarrow April. Yeah, it is what it is. The coin red. Yeah, of course it's a coin red. We don't talk about red on the roulette wheel. I hear you guys. Yeah, if you guys ever want to, whenever we get bigger, we could do a little Vegas trip with all the boys crypto fam. We'll go down there and we'll get money out of the casino like we get money out of the charts, baby, out of these exchanges. This is what we're doing here every single day, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you to everyone for joining me tonight. You guys are absolutely awesome. We've been going live for about an hour and a half. You guys are absolutely awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me here tonight. You guys are immaculate. You guys are absolutely immaculate. I just appreciate all the early support. We're building this channel little by little. I'm working on getting a Discord made, a website made up. We're going to keep building and growing. We're going to be doing some more account challenges here in the future. Let me know what you guys want to see. I just greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, we got Merch Monday coming up. We're going to be giving away some merchandise. We'll be giving away a shirt and a koozie to a random winner. We'll be doing like a random, I don't know how we're going to do. I'll probably do that number thing where I draw something and everybody spams the number. That'll be awesome. So Merch Monday, everybody. Don't forget about that. I'll be streaming live tomorrow at 10:30. Stand by for the video in the morning. Until then, Boys Crypto. Good night, everybody. Boys Crypto is we're out, baby. I love you guys. I appreciate the time tonight. Enjoy your night. Rest in peace. Rip.